to the She Sells, He Sells podcast, where we are here to change the way you think about sales by getting you to look at it in a whole new way. And I'm here for a short and sweet solo episode with you today. This is the first solo episode I'm doing in our podcast studio, and the first one that's going on YouTube. So I feel a little bit weird and awkward. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to give it my best shot. And the reason it's a solo episode is because it's kind of a personal topic. As you know, Brian works as a consultant within ACORN and obviously does the podcast with me and, helps in lots of different ways. But when it comes to the big business decisions and how I'm structuring things, he's a great sounding board, but a lot of that is all me figuring it out. And I've made a really big business decision, and I want to share it with you, and I want to tell you my rationale behind it. And so the big business decision is that I am cutting the price of our signature ACORN program, ACORN Amplify, by 65%. 65%. So that program was $5,997. And for the next round, when it opens, which it opens to the wait list on April 22nd, it opens to everyone on April 24th, it is going to be priced at $1,997. So essentially it is $4,000 cheaper, which sounds crazy to say, is a little scary to say. And I want to explain why I am doing that. Number one, it's not because I don't need to make money, because I do. I need to make money in the business, maybe arguably more than ever before. I need to make money in the business. But business is changing. Online business and online coaching is changing drastically. When you think of the arc of online business, we had a huge boom in 2020 during the pandemic when a lot of people were out of work, or they had more time on their hands, or just the change in life and kind of sharpened everything into focus and made us start to think about what we really want. And for many people, that was, I don't want to work for someone else. I want to work for myself. And so things really were big then. And customers were ready to buy. It was new. It was fresh. When it came to online coaching, this was a little bit novel to a lot of people. So people were willing to kind of get in there and give it a try. And so businesses did pretty well in 2020, even 2021. ACORN was actually started officially in January 2020. I really started working on it behind the scenes in September of 2019, but I launched it, I started talking about it in January 2020. And so I definitely benefited from that. It's now 2024. The market is saturated. There were a lot, and that's not a bad thing, but there were a lot of programs out there that were not so good. I've had a lot of clients even come to me and they tell me, I was in X, Y, and Z program. I never got what I was promised. It was a lot of smoke and mirrors. Things weren't set up in the right way. I thought I was getting coached by the founder and I never even saw that person. There was a lot of things, and a lot of people got burned out. They got jaded. They were like, ugh, I do not want to invest in one more thing because it's a bunch of junk. And it's not all a bunch of junk. There are a lot of people out there running ethical, high value programs. I am one of them. But there are also a lot of posers. There are a lot of people that are kind of just throwing stuff out there and taking people's money and then not delivering. And so there's that. And I think it's why I don't like business plans. I think when we plan for things to go one way, we don't understand how the market's going to change and how you're going to need to evolve as the market changes. I also think that, there's also a lot of inflated prices, and people saying like, you're paying for access to me. And I do believe your time is worth a lot of money, but I don't know. It's like, I saw actually a friend sent me a screenshot of someone else's membership, a pretty big membership, and what things were valued at. And it was like 2 calls a month valued at $25,000. Now, it wasn't priced as that, but that's what it was valued at. These 2 calls with the founder was worth $25,000. And you're like, what? So this bringing prices down and making things a bit more accessible became more and more important to me. Let me kind of back you up on the history of ACORN. So ACORN started the programs. ACORN started with a boot camp, which was really, I think I started calling it Confidence and Clarity Boot Camp. It was helping people kind of develop like core values in themselves and their business, figure out where they wanted to go, understand like who they were, how to talk about themselves, how to talk about what they did. In the beginning, I had some corporate people and it was almost more like career clarity, some entrepreneurs. And over time, it really evolved into entrepreneurs. That bootcamp then evolved into Build Your Brand Bootcamp because it really was about building a personal brand. And that did really well for a solid, 2-3 years, I think we ran the bootcamp. While I was running that bootcamp, I had people start to say, this is so great. Can you teach me how to make it translate to social media? Can we talk specifically about social media? Because the bootcamp was a lot more of like introspection and your own self-work. So then I launched a program called Selling on Social, which was that was really an epic success, that program. These were live coaching programs with teaching and then some sort of support. And that really focused on how to create content on social media that would help you sell. That program I ultimately ended because as we went through it, I realized Instagram, and which was what we mainly focused on, is always changing. Things are moving so quickly there, and the program became outdated really, really quickly. I just consistently had to be updating, and that is not where my passion lies in coaching and training. I do not want to be an Instagram coach. I do not want people to look at me and say, she is the social media girl. Now, can I help you sell on social media? Yeah, I can. But my strategy for doing that is not going to be, here's how you find trending audio, and here's what's going to get you more story views. Mine is, how to use social media to connect with people. How do you talk to people on social media so you can connect with them? So that is that's why Selling on Social sort of ended. After that, I moved into something called ACORN Academy, which was a monthly membership that at that point I thought, let me have a low priced membership and let people come in and let me serve them on a month-to-month basis. And, I'll help them like with all different things. And that was almost like the buffet. If you're a longtime podcast listener, you definitely heard about that because we talked about that a lot on the podcast. And I actually did an episode probably about a year ago, because it ended about a year ago, why I stopped that. It no longer felt aligned with me. I was building this kind of like jack of all trades, master of none brand, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I felt aligned with and what I wanted. As I said, Selling on Social had ended. And then the boot camp, we had kind of a hiatus, and I realized the stuff in the boot camp was really good, but I could turn that into something even more robust. And that's when I created ACORN Amplify. So the whole goal of ACORN Amplify is to help you sell without feeling sleazy. And we do that through the art of story selling. So I'm teaching you how to tell stories that are going to drive people to action. The byproduct of all of it is connection, right? Really, the byproduct is sales. The goal is connection. And when you're connected with people, you're able to sell without feeling sleazy. And so a lot of things from Bootcamp influenced Amplify. So when Amplify launched, I took away Bootcamp. Bootcamp was priced, I think, at maybe like $14.97 when I ended it. Selling on Social was like $4.99. The ACORN Academy was like $49. I realized I had nothing that was a higher priced way to work with me on a more intimate level. And so that's what Amplify was. Again, it was $59.97, so $6,000. You got 12 weeks with me. We had anywhere from 90 minutes to 3 hours of small group coaching time. a week. You had the entire Amplify curriculum, which really helped you pull moments out of yourself, understand how to talk about yourself, understand which experiences really align with your customer, get deep into your customer journey. What do they need? How can you help them? Then move into like, how do you develop all these things into stories? And then how do you tell these stories? How do you get this messaging out there? So that's what Amplify was. And we've had now 6 rounds of Amplify, no more than 10 people each. And it's been awesome. It's been really great. It is the program by far that I'm the most proud of. It is the program by far that I feel the most aligned with. Like it is the program that I'm like, I have so many more ideas of what else I want to teach within it. Like there's so many ways to make it even more robust and more effective, which I'll tell you about in a minute. I've already done a lot of that. I just love it. It has helped people sell more. So we have, 80% sales increase from one month to the next. We have 10 times year over year annual revenue. We have people getting asked to write books, asked to speak on stages because of this. We have people that have taken this and then actually transitioned into a whole different revenue stream because they've unlocked these things and that they know they can serve other people with and they know how to sell them. So there's been so many amazing wins with Amplify. So the program itself feels really aligned after all those other iterations. Like it all feels really good. However, number one, the biggest problem that I have in my business, that I've had in my business, is it's not scalable in that if I want more rounds of Amplify, I need to give more of my time to Amplify because they were getting all that shoulder to shoulder time with me. And you can only do so much of that, right? Especially to like really keep the integrity of the lifestyle that I want to live and the way that I want to be with my family. The 90 minutes or the 3 hours of FaceTime with Amplify students then comes with a ton of prep time and all these other things that go on, plus all the other things we have to do in our business. And so I realized I can't have multiple rounds going at the same time. That's not going to work. Also, when someone finds me, let's say you're listening to this podcast for the first time ever, I had nothing that they could buy right away. So maybe you listen to the podcast and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. I really want to buy a course. I want to learn from this person. I have nothing that is evergreen that they can go and buy right now. And when I thought about what do I want that to be, it's Amplify. That is 4 years, or really I started 3 years in. Like that is, to me, the magic button. Like why can't I think of my words? That's the secret sauce. Like the program and the modules, everything that's within Amplify is what you need to stand out and create connection with other people so that you can sell more. It's in Amplify. I stand by the material. I update the material. I love the material. The material is really like what we talk about on this podcast. So I love the program. So why develop something else when I have this thing that I really believe in and I believe everyone should be able to get? And along those lines, I do believe everyone should be able to get it. Yes, entrepreneurs, but also anyone who wants to build a personal brand, anyone who wants to maybe differentiate themselves in the corporate world and maybe spin off and do some speaking engagements and consult. Like it is in Amplify. I believe that so strongly. However, there's a big barrier to entry and it's the cost and also the time. So you're getting 3 months, but it's like a sprint. It's an intense 3 months. You're in it every single week. You have homework to be doing. And I know for myself as a student, I don't do well with that because life happens and I got a business to run also. And so I'm a lot of times like not keeping up with that. And so, and it's a big price, and I don't want to be a part of an industry that is scalping people for money. And I do not believe I did that. I feel so confident and I'm so tight with my Amplify students who are like, this is worth so much more than what you gave us. However, I will have ways to work with me at that level, but I want Amplify to not be it. I want Amplify to be more accessible. So when I decided to restructure it, I decided the price needs to go down, and it needs to go way down. So the price will eventually end up as $29.97. After this first round, we will settle around $29.97. There'll be payment plans. But when I reopen it again to the waitlist on April 22nd, to the public on April 24th, the price is going to be $19.97 with a payment plan available for that. And you are going to get all of the Amplify material. So you're going to get the modules. You're going to get everything I talked through. Like, it's essentially a blueprint on how to stand out and connect with your audience so that you can sell more and also get a crap ton, I should just say it, a shit ton of other opportunities coming your way. Guesting on podcasts, speaking on stages, getting featured in the media, all those things that we want for visibility. This is the way you do it. So you're getting all the material. Plus, I added a lot of extra material. Not so much learning material, but like done for you sort of stuff. So I've included social media messaging templates, Instagram and Facebook story messaging templates, to the point of like, here is what you say on this day. Here is what you say on this day. There's a whole calculator that you can actually put in a date of when you want to like officially begin selling your thing, and and then how many months you want to spend like priming the audience, and it backs it up for you on when you need to be saying what on every single day. So not only will you be able to look and be like, okay, today is April 22nd or April 15th, and what am I supposed to say on this day? You'll be able to click a link and get the templates for exactly what you're supposed to be saying. It is rich. It is full of a lot of things. I have sales, like selling in the DMs, coaching in there. There's so much in there. So I added a bunch to it. And I decided, instead of making this like 3-week small group cohort, I am going to open it way up. So when you join Amplify, you're going to get lifetime access to all of the material within Amplify, because I don't believe like you get it a year and then it gets taken away. You get lifetime access to all the material and any updates I make, but you also get a year of coaching with me, a full year. And that coaching is going to look like 2 calls a month. So 2 times a month, I am going to be on Zoom. You are going to be able to come and ask questions and get them answered. We'll also have a Facebook group for support in the times when we're not meeting on calls. And you're going to have a full year to work through this, because what I learned after doing a focus group with former Amplify students is like, they made it through the 3 months, but they feel like they are still learning. They're still going back and they're still refining. So we need a bigger runway here. Even though, as I said, month to month, somebody that started Amplify by month 2, she was making 80% more. 80% more. So you make those wins fast, but then to refine them and to continue on, you do want a little bit more time. So that is what I've done. Am I nervous about these changes? Hell yes. I am terrified. I'm terrified because when you think about it, you know, if I had to launch $6,000 a seat and I launched and had 10 people, that was a $60,000 launch. That's a nice chunk of change. If I do that now and get 10 people, that gets me $20,000. That is $40,000 less. This income, this business, like, helps to support our family. I can't not make money. I know for some people, everybody's different in business, and sometimes it's extras or whatever. Like, no, my business, like, the mortgage comes out of my business profit. So, and many other things. So, like, I got to make money. And I'm putting all my eggs in this basket. I'm taking away, for now, any other programs that I have, so I can go all in on Amplify. Over time, once I get Amplify locked and loaded, I probably will actually, offer a way to work with me on a really intimate basis for more money. I still have one-on-one coaching options available for people that want that, but it's all going into Amplify because I know this is it. Like, I know this is the thing. This is the program right now. That may change in a year or two, but because everything is always changing, but right now, I believe so strongly. I feel like I've hit my sweet spot. When I talked about the boot camp, it was great. There were great things from that. I've moved them into Amplify. I talked about selling on social. I love parts of selling on social, but I didn't love trying to keep up with Instagram. But the messaging parts and the using social media to sell, I've moved that into Amplify. The stuff we did in ACORN Academy, where I would pop in and do masterclasses on overcoming objections and how to close sales in your DMs, I've moved that into Amplify. So I've taken the best of all these other programs and moved them into Amplify. And it is launching, again, April 22nd to the waitlist. So I'm going to link in the show notes the waitlist. The reason I'm hyping up the waitlist is I will have some like early action bonuses. So if you're one of the first X amount of people to sign up, you're going to get a bonus in the form of more time and some individual attention from me. And then it will open officially on the Sales Style Secret Masterclass that's happening on April 24th. I highly recommend you sign up for both of those things. The Masterclass, because you're going to learn a lot. And even if you're not so sure if you're interested in Amplify, come to the Masterclass to learn. You'll hear about Amplify on there too, but you're going to also get some tangible takeaways. And then the wait list for Amplify. Even if you're not so sure you want to do it, get on the wait list to at least see what you could have at your fingertips. As I said, after this round of this like bigger launch, the price will eventually go up to $29.97. I don't know exactly when I will do that. Maybe it'll be, if this goes well, maybe it'll be May 15th. Maybe I'll jack it up really, really quickly based on this launch. I don't know. So that's the story. That's why I'm doing it. It's not because sometimes I hear people changing their prices and lowering their prices, and I'm like, oh, they just must not need to make as much money in their business. And now I know it's actually wrong. It's a strategic business move. And it is damn scary. It is really scary to be like, I'm taking away this opportunity for a lot of money. So I'm taking away like the chance to have a big, quick win for the chance to have a big long-term win, something that's going to take more time. But I'm really excited about it. And the way I've had it set up now is anyone can join at any time. So I will have this launch and there will be bonuses along with that. But once that ends, somebody on July 31st can decide, hey, you know what? I want to join this program, and they'll be able to join and come into the fold and get the year access. So a lot more to come. I'm so excited and I'm so appreciative of your support. And I just can't wait. If you haven't taken Amplify, I can't wait to possibly serve you in there. If you have taken Amplify, you already know the good news. I take care of my people. So my Amplify former students are getting access to this new group for free for a certain amount of time. So I'm really excited to be bringing them in because they paid a pretty penny for it. And so they're going to get some extended support in there longer than they had those 3 months. So I'm just really pumped and appreciative for you listening. And I will end by saying, you know, there is no blueprint for running a business. There is no right or wrong. It's only your gut and your intuition that you have to rely on. Because even if you go to other people's opinions, some people's going to tell you it's a great idea. Other people are going to tell you it's a horrible idea. People you respect are going to tell you both of those two different things. And so you know deep down what your business needs. Like we really know. I knew I needed to do this, but I drug my feet because I'm scared to do it. Because that's like a much lower upside for me. But I know this is the right thing. I know this is the direction I should be going into. And so I just want to encourage you when it comes to business to listen to your gut, to take some risks. Everything is fixable. So I hope this will be an epic success. I do. But I'm going to kind of borrow my favorite Oprah Winfrey quote. Like, even if it's not a success, I'll still be okay because I believe in myself and I know I'll figure it out. I'll figure out the next best thing to do. And so can you. So there's your bit of business encouragement. I hope to see you on the Amplify waitlist. I hope to see you in the Sales Style Secret Masterclass. And more than anything, I'm just really grateful you are here listening to the podcast. So I'll be back with Brian next week.